Hello everyone, welcome to BhadraIASAcademy. In our one topic a day, today we are going to discuss SpaceX and Elon Musk, and this is the breaking news all over the world. So let us try to understand why the SpaceX IPO has become an international news and why Elon Musk is in the news. There are so many aspects to look at. So now, before we proceed with the discussion of the topic, just for your information, for anybody looking for preparations for APSC or any state level PCs, if you are looking for ADRE, Assam Police, SSC, Banking, Railways, you can contact BhadraIASAcademy at 8638391721 as the batch is going to start very soon. Okay, so now that is just an information. Now we proceed with our topic. Now the SpaceX IPO, which opened yesterday in NASDAQ, has been called the mother of all IPOs so far in history. Why? Because if you look at the past, the IPOs that opened, what is an IPO? IPO is initial public offer, when a company, either already existing or a new company, goes to the public for finance, raising capital for company. Such thing is called IPO. That means initial, for the first time the company is taking capital from public. That's what IPO, initial public offering. Okay. Now with this background, now if you look at the SpaceX IPO, yesterday it was the historic day and a record breaking day for the IPO as well as for what we can say the techno companies. Why? So now if you look at here, the SpaceX company IPO proceeds which they collected comes approximately 75 billion US dollar. It's a huge sum of money. The IPO price is priced at $135, and exchange in which the IPO was listed, it is the NASDAQ, US exchange. Now what is the valuation of this company SpaceX? That is the whole point. So the valuation comes to 1.77 trillion. It's a very massive valuation for a company, which is yesterday so much was discussed on TV news also. The company ka valuation goes equal to somewhere Apple and all, the Alibaba and all that, like very huge valuation. Now who is the founder? Elon Musk. That is why he is very much in the news. So this becomes what we can say the largest IPO in history. So exam perspective mein you might get this kind of question also, which is the largest IPO in history to open so far. The largest one as of the present time is the SpaceX IPO. Now when we talk about it, why it is called mother of all IPO? The question is here, mother of all IPO. Why this is called the mother of all IPO? So if you look at here, earlier we had Saudi Arabia Aramco company, which is an energy company. Now that company in 2019, the IPO was valued at 29 billion. That was considered to be the very huge, massive. Then Alibaba Group 25 billion, SoftBank Corporation 23 billion. These were considered earlier to be a very massive IPO opening. But today, if you look at here, the US 75 billion collected by SpaceX has beaten all this, So therefore, it is a huge moment for the IPO sector and for the AI and techno sector. So from exam perspective, just we have to keep in mind SpaceX. Okay. Now why this IPO so significant in the context of financial market? Because it marks one of the largest technology listings ever in history. That means the largest technology sector listing. The company's valuation also reflects investor confidence in business like Starlink, reusable launch systems, future space infrastructure, etc. Now, what is the another important thing? It increases Elon Musk value, that is his wealth, because of his ownership in the company and his stake in the shares. That is why we have another breaking news. Elon Musk is the first trillionaire in the world. Now we'll come to that little later. Now talk about SpaceX. What is the mission of SpaceX? The mission is to revolutionize space technology and the ultimate goal of making humans to become a multi-planetary species. Currently we are occupying the Earth, but SpaceX has a plan that human beings should even travel to Mars and stay there. Right? It looks like a joke, but that is the real project for a long term. So to make life multiplanetary by lowering the cost of space transportation and enabling people to live and work in space, so this makes a very huge mission, and that is why the IPO went into such a very high valuation as well. Okay. So now, what is the long-term vision of SpaceX in general? What is their vision, what they are planning is to make humanity multiplanetary. That means what? We should be able to stay in Mars also, to make settlement on Mars, develop technology so that we can have a long-term space habitation. Dramatically reduce the launch cost. So they are planning to have a reusable rockets like Falcon 9 and Starship that will make a very significant change. Then build a global communication network basically through Starlink. Using the Starlink, they are planning to provide a global network. It's a very huge change coming in the IT and AI sector. Then accelerate space exploration, like support various missions to Moon and Mars and even beyond, so that we will be able to travel and do research, etc. And derive innovation through vertical integration. That means what? Design and manufacture many critical components in-house. That means within the SpaceX company itself, they are planning to manufacture and produce various requirements for the space as well as the AI. That is why the company's valuation is just unbelievable. Now, the long-term strategic vision, as I already told you, SpaceX long-term vision is to building world's most vertically integrated AI ecosystem. That means all that is required for AI business, they will try to produce on their own in a single business. That is just unbelievable, right? So the SpaceX's thesis is what? The future AI growth may be constrained by electricity, land availability, cooling on Earth, etc. So by moving the computing infrastructure into orbit and powering it with solar energy, it plans to create a new kind of a platform for AI at a very massive scale. That means they are planning to have it in the space as well. So you will have a data center in the space. That is just an unthinkable vision they are planning to have for the future. Clear? So why this very unusual, SpaceX? Because most AI companies that are currently operating, they specialize only in some part of the chain, of the AI chain. Like they prepare only one part, like cooling system, electricity, cables, something like that. So now the AI model companies focus on AI software, cloud providers focus on computing infrastructure, chip companies, they design the processing chips, telecom companies provide connectivity, etc. So they are only focused on one aspect. But SpaceX is trying to bring all these together under one. That is the key point. So they will try to develop AI software, compute infrastructure, networking, energy, satellite deployment, launch capability, manufacturing. All this they are trying to bring it under one roof, under one company, one production. This is what we call the vertical integration where everything will be produced by one. Clear? Now, strategic pillars of this objective, the vision is reusable rockets that will lower the cost of the reaching the space. So, expedition will become easier. Starship will enable large scale movement of both humans and cargo, that means transporting to moon and Mars. Starlink, that is the network company which will deliver global broadband connectivity. Then satellite launch services for governments and commercial launch pads. Then human space flight, this is the most important one. They will transport astronauts safely to orbit and beyond, even going to Mars as and all. So the last one is the Mars colonization. What does it mean? Create infrastructure in Mars so that people may be able to go and stay there. Okay. So this all looks like a fiction, like a filmy style, but they are planning to make it a reality in future. So with all this comes another very important news. What is it? The world's first trillionaire. So far we heard about millionaires, we heard about billionaires. Now today we are going to talk in future about trillionaire. And this history was just made yesterday when SpaceX IPO was launched. With that, Elon Musk has now become Dunia ka #1 first trillionaire. Okay. So according to the news reports, Elon Musk has become the world's first trillionaire following the record-breaking SpaceX IPO. Therefore, this topic coming in exam in current affair, science and tech, no doubt, So you need to prepare this topic, for various type of exams as well. So now his estimated net worth has crossed 1 trillion. That is why, he is the first trillionaire on earth to reach this prestigious, what we can say, recognition. Okay. So now how he has to, how he has come to have so much money, so much wealth, so to say. So he has a lot of companies in which he has shares, he has a stake. Like for example, the massive one is the current one, that is the SpaceX. So the company's IPO and multi-trillion-dollar valuation increased the value of Elon Musk's ownership stake. Similarly, he has also stake in Tesla, that is the electric vehicle company. Then Starlink, that is the global network system for internet, right? And also space ecosystem. And he has other ventures like xAI, Neuralink, the Boring company, etc. So he has lot of stake in all this company, जिसके वजह से इसका valuation 1 trillion के ऊपर गया है. So therefore, he becomes what we call trillionaire. Okay. Now the question is, does Elon Musk really have that much money in cash with himself? Answer is no. So don't think that he has at home so much money, people can go and rob him and all. That is so not possible, because he doesn't have that much cash in hand. This is just a valuation, what we call net worth. Okay. So the valuation of his company in which he has share, that is 1 trillion. It doesn't mean he has money in his bank account 1 trillion. There is a misunderstanding, right? He does not have money. This is what we call paper wealth. It is just on paper. So what will happen if the share price falls, share price rises, Elon Musk's net worth also will rise. He might be a trillionaire, he might even come down from trillionaire. Follow? So that is the difference. Now earlier what happened, people had hundreds of billions of dollars, but they never reached that trillion. So 1 trillion has now become a new benchmark to recognize a rich person, and he is the first one. So definitely, undoubtedly, the richest person on earth today would be Elon Musk. Okay, he is the first trillionaire in world history. Okay, so from exam point of view, therefore you see this SpaceX IPO has got lot of significance for our various types of exam preparation. Now the SpaceX company valuation, which is 1.77 trillion. It is bigger than the GDP of many developed countries, believe it or not. SpaceX का जो valuation है ये बहुत सारा कंट्री का, डेवलप्ड कंट्री का जीडीपी से ज्यादा है. फॉर एग्जांपल, it is valuation is greater than Sweden's GDP, Netherlands GDP, Saudi Arabia GDP, Switzerland GDP, Turkey GDP. It is only comparable to Australia GDP, South Korea GDP. But if you consider the other countries, इनका जो GDP है उससे भी ज्यादा है ये SpaceX कंपनी का वैल्यूएशन. मतलब एक देश का GDP से भी ज्यादा वैल्यूएशन एक ही कंपनी का है. You know, that does not mean SpaceX is producing that much goods and services. We are just saying the valuation is so much. Clear? Okay. So when we talk about SpaceX, therefore there are a lot of things that you need to understand and keep it in mind for exam preparation. And I will send the PPT along with this video so that you can go through the details as well for your preparation. Okay. So for any admission related query, any study material, या multiple choice questions you require, या current affair you require for APSC, UPSC, State PC, Assam Police, SSC, Banking, Railways, you can contact our academy at 8638391721. Okay. So we will be like this, discussing one topic a day for your preparation, and till the next topic, you keep watching our videos and we'll come out with more topics. Thank you.